Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's
And hello again, everyone. Welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, where we are live here tonight for Week 2 action of the Super Late Models Division here at Rockingham Speedway, here live on the show at PTM Racing TV. Hi again, everyone. I am Christian, the Crusader Shriver. Welcome back to the show, as always, here. We're getting ready for a hot night of action here between the drivers and all that around here, as the field right now is currently finishing up their last-minute practice times and sessions here, as we show you up our little track tech talk here tonight, presented by Pottlez Wrapz here. The Rockingham Speedway track, a little bit tight on its edges, a little hard on the throttles. The bottom line, I've been told the Super Late Models has been very, very bumpy out there. It's going to really set them off a little bit as time goes on. We'll see how well that plays out for them, how well that will favor them for the later half of this race. But we'll see. But as time goes on, you know this track is going to really eat away tires and really tear up a lot of equipment here as we get ready to get up to our starting order here in just a little bit. We're getting ready to put the final laps away here currently, the way things are still situated on in. We're still sharing things around as well here. Great to have you all on board here tonight as we fix on in here and getting ready for tonight's action here. Just currently we're doing a last minute shares around here. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube after all the racing has gone on, first off, welcome and glad to have you on board here tonight, as we are currently still dealing with our stuff and doing everything here. Got a lot of action here ready to go, a lot of time for these drivers to really make way. Of course, we do have another show here tonight. We will have with the Mississippi Dirt Series coming up here after the race. Always great to have them on board, always great to have them on by. It'll be great to see them back out of here. If you guys are just now tuning in for the first time, be sure to like and follow us up here, of course, on Facebook. Get over to YouTube and subscribe there if you haven't already on YouTube. Currently, right now, drivers are still finishing away at their stuff, finishing away on the track here a little bit. It looks like we are now just getting ready to fix in here to the final closing moments. Looks like we have done just that here. Our grading order is set. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here tonight for Week 2 action. It's going to be on the pole. How about this? The two females of the sport. Cindy the Coulter Taylor in the 7 to her outside. Chantel Throttle Paul in the 5. Row 2, it's going to be Warren Young in the 1. His outside, it's going to be the 4 of Joe Nuttleman. Row 3, Alonzo King Jr. in the 80. His outsides, that's 77 Canadian Tires, Bob Hutchings. Row 4, Jeffrey Todd Tufts there in the 72 to his outside, the 22 of Chad Lancaster. Row 5, the 15 of Ryan Kling. His outside, the 83 of Brian Heasley. Final starters, 79 of Jesse Baker and the 20 of Jeffrey Oakes. Rounding out your field and ready to load them up into position zone here, folks. The drivers are currently getting hot stepped and ready to go for tonight's action here, ready to field them on by and get things focused on in for this one here. as we get things in ready to go here. We are currently also about ready to be joined by some company here in just a minute. So I may go in and out a little bit here, guys. I do apologize in advance for that. I've been a little bit busy here. Trying to field things in right now. Drivers are ready and stacked and all that. We're ready to go racing here as they will come on by. Focusing them on in and get things taken care of here. Load them up into their positions, into their area of play. Alright, they will come on out of turn 1 down to turn 2, and they will rocket their way up into the position zone. Field ready to go at it here for tonight's action. So much at stake. Also, to everyone at home, if you're watching us for a while, you know I've also had a little bit of a problem repeating myself. I'm going to try not to do that tonight. I'm going to try to be a little more cost effective and be a little more professional in how I say things. So we're going to try to give you guys a little bit more stuff here and stuff and all that. So I do apologize again if I do repeat myself. I've been trying to work at it, trying to get better as a broadcaster. It's one thing that I wish I could have done was actually go to college for this, but nevertheless, what do I know? Anyway, we're getting ready to come on by down on the front straightaway. The green flag flies, lights are on, the momentum hits, and we're on their way. Out of the gun! Whoa! Out of the gun already, out of turn 1. Whoa! Bob Hutchins gets a nice little bump in a spot there, out of turn 1 down to turn 2. So I'm not sure what happened there exactly. It might have been Alonzo King Jr. getting in there, almost a 3-wide slip there out of the gate. Down to turn 4 here, the 15 goes on by. Ryan Klink trying to get some momentum there into his zone. As a steady 7 of Bob Hutchins on that front stretch does a hard run and a half here with Alonzo King Jr. Right to the outside now as a 3-wide salute is starting to entertain, and the 80 goes for a ride upside down. Look out, we've got problems, big trouble, big trouble. Alonzo King Jr. upside down, 4 flip, 5, 6, and out of bounds, and caution comes out. Hard lick and a half there for Alonzo. Oh my. Well, we're going to have to go to the PTM Instant Replay and find out what exactly happened there. That was a hard lick and a half there. My, folks. Solid little hit there, and it looked like off the start, it looked like Bob Hutchins didn't even get off the line there. And let's see what happens there on this replay here. What happened exactly there out of the gate? Because off that line, he had nothing to start up with. So we're going to go ahead and show you what happened on the start here. And see if we can see exactly what everything went wrong there right as they were coming down the corner zone. So out of the gun, there you see Gentleman and his Joker number 4. Looks like Alonzo King just kind of drifted up slightly there, gave him a little push. And then here's where the madness started here, folks. Coming down here, the West Virginian just trying to pull some momentum in. Bob Hutchins trying to get some ground there in the middle play. And then as they come out of turn 4, watch the front stretch and see how tight they get here. Everybody's still in a pretty solid spot. Everything seems okay there, but then kind of comes down a little bit there to Alonzo to Todd Tufts, and then he just goes barrel roll, flip upside down. Oh man, ouch, 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 and ouch, and ouch. And what was that other word? Oh yeah, ouch. Yeah, couldn't get it off that wall there, and the wall protection kept him in play, so he had to pretty much get put to the back of the pack. He's going to the outhouse for now. Drivers currently getting fielded back into their zones and back into their spots. Cindy the Closer Taylor will be the leader still. And I just now figured a new nickname out for Joe Nuttleman here tonight. As we're going to put it on the screen here for him. I've always been having a hard time figuring out some new nicknames for these drivers out here, but I think we found one here for Nuttleman here. With that Joker scheme, he has now earned the nickname of the Joker. Take a look at that sweet ride there, that number 4 there here. It's beautiful looking design. awesome looking piece of equipment there. It was great to see some amazing designs. That of course was whipped up by Pottlez Wrapz here, so was obviously a big proponent of a lot of these drivers and helping them get these designs made the way they need to and the way they should be, to truly express the artistic belief and the ideas that these drivers have every time. Don Rooney, I think you do a great job. Well, I do appreciate it, but admittedly, I have a bad habits of, I've got some just bad habits I'm trying to break, so I do appreciate the love and support, but I admittedly want to try to get better, and I want to just make sure that we always can present the best show around. So we're trying to get the volume levels back down to ease, and we're trying to get like a perfect blend of racing and commentary. And as the drivers are now fielded back into the double file restart here, we are now going to go double file back restart zone. Lights go out, lights come down. Pace car will lead them by one more time around out of turn 1 and 2, and then they'll go into turn 3 and 4, and they'll swing our drivers back into a position zone. And we'll see who will be able to rocket their way up to the front into position with what has gone down and transpired here so far. Ready to load them up into position, ready to field them on down about here. They are all in that spot. Racks stacked and all that, ladies and gentlemen, as they come on down out of turn 4. 5 has a little damage there on that left side there. I'm not sure if that's going to affect her later on. We'll see as the pace lights are about to come down here. Pace car is off. And the green flag flies, means we're back underway. Here we go. And once again, we'll come out of turn 1 down into turn 2 here, out of the gun, off the spot. Warren Young there in the butt kicker number 1, making a hard charge up the front. That Matt Mills Racing SRM Pottlez Wrapz machine, solid spot out of the gate, making some charges, making some runs up there. Making a charge. Here comes the 15 of Ryan Kling in that Benz oil machine, working him in out of the front straightaway. Bringing it down here out of turn 1. Has a slight little advantage over on Chantel, the throttle bottle. Looks to have that one's positioned in a little bit more for him to make the area play as he makes the pass. The 77 of Bob Hutchings, the Truck Series feature winner last time out. They already got damage on that front end. Doesn't want to use the instant repairs up just yet, he feels. And he's doing exactly what he needs to, which is just stay focused and be patient out there. And that's what he's trying to do as the 5 of Chantel Throttle Pottle goes up high into the wall protection, losing all that ground. And the 15 of Ryan Kling gets right into Jeffrey Oakes at turn 2. Oh my. And just like that, it could change on a dime and change in an instant. Caution comes out here. Unfortunately, big hit and a big lick there for Ryan Kling and Jeffrey Oakes there. A big ramifications on that one. We're going back to the PTM instant replay here. We got to take a look another time and see what happened. We saw as they were coming out of turn 2 there, we saw Jeffrey Oakes trying to avoid Chantel Throttle Pottle, but did Ryan Kling avoid as well? Well, on their end right there, you see it, plain as can be. Actually, Ryan Kling's got right up on the wall protection there, and Oakesy had nowhere to go, and that sends him for the ride. Taking another look at it from another angle here, we'll see on the onboard camera here what they saw when that come about. See right here, taps that wall, and then there's Oakesy. And there's a little game of spin the bottle, and right about now I don't think he wanted to be playing spin the bottle. So now our drivers will load them back up into position and see if they can get things fixed on it a little bit better here for a little bit of a better run. Thanks again to everybody tuning on in so far. Hofford's joined us in. Ronnie Christensen had Warren Young currently on the track, but he's got his, like I said, he got some friends and family watching right now with him. So as we will head them back up, try to get this one figured in a little bit better. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere, folks. When we return, we will see the starting lineups here really start to pull away. Who will be able to defeat The Rock here at Rockingham Speedway? We'll find out when we return. Well, tonight's race in action for the Super Late Models Division of Pottlez Metal Racing League is brought to you in part by Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit up their website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By Matt Mills Racing, the best Xfinity team out there sponsoring and supporting Pottlez Metal Racing League this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and buy up their merchandise on Facebook. Some great shirts there. I know you'll like them. By Bob'sCustomTrophies.com. Bob Custom Trophies and Gifts is supplying up the trophies for season champs this season. If you're looking to get the best hardware gift for your next event, there's only one way to do it, and that's to visit up www.Bob'sCustomTrophies.com today. By SimRacingMerch.com, the best way to show your passion for sim racing. By Grid Finder. Grid Finder is the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. Need a broadcaster or library designer? You search through Grid Finder, the home of online racing. By the ButtKicker. Best in performance for feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Ford Entertainment PC.net. Matching your want with your wallet, FEGPC.net will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing. Be sure to go on over the page and support his merchandise and iRacing journey. Thank you again to Brandon Minnick for being a good friend of Pottlez Metal Racing League. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you want your vehicle to match your style and track, visit Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And by Green Tech Energy, leading the way and paving for solar company and all that. Green Tech Energy is the way to go. And right now, speaking of the way to go here, the drivers are leading their way in to the next round of action here as we field them back up with the backstretch. Still a lot of racing here to go. It's still a lot of times to hit up by right now. You see there, Joe the Joker Nettleman in the 4. Looking to try to make a name for himself here out of this gun. We'll see if he's able to get it going for himself. They'll run him back in out of turn 4. Turn 4 as they come down the front straightaway. Cindy, the closer, Taylor leads them in. Warren Young off the restart though, got a solid jump on that one. Down the chicane, they come out of turn 1 and 2. It looks like some problems already for Brian Healy there in the 83. Has to back off quite a ways there, trying to stay out of trouble, and instead he gets himself into trouble a little bit. Unfortunately, takes Brian Klink for a little bit of a bump. Caution comes out. Caution is out. Cindy the closer, Taylor wasn't quite able to make enough of a run there on Warren, so Warren Young will have the advantage on that spot, but unfortunately, caution had to come out due to some circumstances for Brian Healy there. We'll take another look at it from another angle here and see what happened. See where everything went wrong on that spot and where everything went down in that line of sight. Here is a PTM instant replay. You can see Healy right here. He's just all over the place coming out of turn 2. He's not able to get the car situated through the way he wants. And despite trying to stay out of the way, he does tag Alonso, and unfortunately Ryan Kling was a victim of that little hit there, and there was nowhere to go for him. There was nothing he could have done. Obviously, that once you're in that situation, there's just the only thing you can do is just hope and pray that you don't get caught up in it. Here's the replay again. You can see Healy right in front of him, just comes to a complete stop and sends him for the ride. And that was your PTM instant replay, of course. As we will bring him back around now. Drivers are still kind of figuring themselves in, trying to just get a feel for the track. This track, folks, again, this is Rockingham Speedway. This is not a track by any means that you can just go out there, run your race on, and be easy fixing on it. No, this is a track that has tore up tires, tore up cars. It's a very fast-paced track, but it's also very hard to master. I was down there earlier today, and the biggest thing I felt is that, and the drivers even told me too, was that the track is very, very bumpy for these cars. Like there's a low ground clearance there on those cars, so obviously with the way they're set up, those shocks and absorbers have to take a beating just to try to get that car to somewhat stabilize and not hurt in so much. But the difference is, and the issue there is that when you really boil down to, those bumps in that road will really hurt you for the long run, and they turn tires away pretty bad. And right now, the only drivers that seem to have that kind of figured out and dialed into their style, it would be Warren Young in the number 1, and then Cindy the Closer Taylor in the 7, and Joe the Joker Nuttleman right now, currently actually pretty much in a spot I would say that might have implications here if you can get things fixed in a little bit. Bobby Kahn, the Rattlesnake, joins us in. Good luck, everyone. I'm feeling better. I'm back out there. Bobby, good to have you on board. Great to have everybody on the show here tonight. Tanner Kellick joins us in as well here. Thanks for tuning on in, buddy. Hoping we get something going here for these drivers and see if maybe there is a bit of some full throttle assaults to be engaged and some runs and a half to be played out there. As you see Brian Healy in the 83 currently trying to get himself fixed in after that little wreck there. The 83 there, and that Mopar machine trying desperately to collect the tattoo bar machine as well. He's been just having a little bit of a rough going as of late on the show. He's been struggling. Ryan Kling there, looks like damage has been fixed up on the front end of the Pennzoil Platinum 15, so we'll see if it has been fixed up completely or if we're going to have to see if maybe things will work in later on. But right now the drivers are racked, stacked, and all that for another round of racing here as they field it back by once again. Warren Young in the number 1. It is outside, of course, Cindy the Closer Taylor in the 7. Gonna go at it once more. Now here's the thing. Cindy had a good run there on the bottom early on, but Warren on that last restart, if you notice very carefully, he had a good jump on that start. Will he get the same jump on the bottom line, or will Cindy this time get the better spot? We'll see here. This could get interesting. But I can say right now, it appears like the middle and the high side might be the ground clearance for where you'll see most of these drivers try to run them at tonight. Pace car's coming out of turn 4 here. He will get that machine off the line and out of position as they try to take down the rock. Some drivers from the rock, and then some, well, maybe just trying to win themselves a little bit of a, find themselves in a rock and a hard place. Here we go, down out of turn 1. Jeffrey Oaks in that 20 already on a spot line zone out of turn 1 to 2. Again, trying to see if he gets some momentum built under the hood there. You see a little bit more trouble. And Chantel Throttle there on the backstretch got problems. Big trouble. She is upside down. And that is a huge lick and a half there for the throttle. Top of the car is completely destroyed. Caution comes out. Oh my. Look at the top of that car, man. You want to talk about realism? In iRacing, that's beyond realism, man. That's just crazy. See if we get a better angle of that. You can see, look at the top side. That number is gone. The paint, the scred, and all that is destroyed. Oh my. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to go to the PTM Instant Replay once again and see what on earth happened there for the throttle. That was definitely not the start that she was looking for at all on that one. And she admitted to us earlier today that she said flat out, this track is not her track. She's been struggling. I asked her why, and she said she could never get the setup the way she wanted to, and it just seemed like it was always hurting her more than anything. Here it is coming down. Looks like she gets right into the 22 machine there, and unfortunately nowhere to go. Gets set up on the high roof there after hitting Lancaster, and Chad Lancaster thankfully able to recover, but that car is absolutely totaled up and destroyed quite a bit there as I brought out the PTM Instant Replay. So right now the drivers are currently still trying to somewhat get themselves comfortable on the track, but the track just seems to be eating them away and tearing them up hard. As you see, the damage done up on the machines already. So far it's been early, folks, but right now the damage has definitely been done up on some of these drivers, and some of them are going to have a lot of problems coming in later on, so we'll see how it all plays out. Well, before we get back to the action, we're going to cut to a quick commercial message here, show some clips here for our sponsors and our friends here. Once again, thanks everyone tuning on in. Real quick, we'll be right back after this quick commercial message.
At Maconi Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.maconisetupshop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. Maconi Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying them over the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers off the restart here. We're back underway right now. As they come on by, back straightaway here. Jesse Baker in that 79 already starting to lead the charge up to the front in that Pro 79 Chevrolet. Trying to see if he can get something going here. He's got Cindy the closer Taylor on the outside line, while Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 Green Tech Energy Machine trying to hit him back in, bite him, maybe fork something around. We haven't had too many long green flag runs, and will we get on here? Oh man, a little bit of contact there at a turn 2. Almost sent him for the ride. Jeffrey Todd Tufts manages to stay out of that zone, and Jesse Baker back into the wall protection yet again. Can't seem to get that car to stabilize in. These drivers are all over the place right now and struggling badly. The Rock right now is currently just hitting them hard and hitting them strong, and it's just making everybody so much trouble and so much problems out there. But right now, Joe, the Joker Nuttleman there, starting to see like maybe he's got some more momentum under the hood. Seemingly like he's starting to tame his way. Well, that last for him though, because he's got Bob Hutchins there in that Canadian Tire Machine right behind him. Not quite halfway there yet, but you can see Bob right now on that spot. Trying to field it in, trying to make a run in a hard charge here down to the back shot of turn 3 into 4 once more. The onboard camera here at Nuttleman on the front straightaway showing just how much those tires are burning up. You can hear it on the car. Listen to the turn here. Listen to this. If you heard carefully how bad those tires are tearing themselves up and how they're burning up on those areas, that's because, like I mentioned earlier, that bottom line is rough, it's rigid, it's tacky, and it can hurt you more than anything. And right now, Bob seems to have a little bit of an opening here from Joe, but does not quite capitalize on it. Nuttleman manages to escape that one, but that could have been disastrous for both drivers there. As they go on board here with Bob, you can see right now, that yellow RPMs right there, that means that car is just pushing its limits. That means it's redlining in the car. Usually you would see that the Cup car, you would see it go completely red, but in these super lates, when those lights flash just like that right there, that means he's redlining on the RPMs, and the RPMs are screaming right now in that car, which means he's got a full throttle assault coming his way if he can get the car to stick on the bottom line. Down on the front straightaway once again, Hutchings doing everything he can to try to make a move around Nuttleman. Nuttleman, though, just continues to defend him off. The old Joker maybe playing a little trick on Hutchings. We'll see if that plays out later on. Fields him back around here once again. Nuttleman just so low to the bottom line there and just seems to have a run better than Hutchings, but Hutchings seems to now have got some jump on the middle side, maybe trying to aim for that area of play. Or maybe not. Here comes Hutchings right down out of turn 2. Makes the slingshot a hound. Like a Talladega Nights sequence. He just gets a little bit more momentum around there. But unlike Ricky Bobby, he does not wreck it around out of turn 3. Cindy the closer Taylor, though, closing in yet again on some moves here. She's starting to push it forward on that front straightaway. Looks like she's got something coming here for Bob Hutchins. Hutchins right now doing everything he can to stay ahead there of the closer, Cindy Taylor. We're on board here with her. Starting the race on as the leader, and right now down 2 positions where she was at originally. Struggling a bit right now, and struggling to keep up the momentum of the pacing here. As you saw there, Ryan Kling in the 15 trying to just somewhat, I guess, trying to save his car up for later. Alonzo King Jr., the 80 as well, kind of in that spot, in that zone. Just about halfway into this one right now, and Alonzo King Jr. in that West Virginia 80 machine. Doing everything he can just to try to keep the momentum alive as we go on board here with him. Caution comes out here. Caution is out. So it looks like we have now initiated the halfway point. We have no word on a Rex or anything, so that usually means we have had a halfway point. So these drivers will have to refile, restyle, and hopefully maybe they can get some more momentum going their way. But on the halfway point currently, our race leader is Warren Young there in that number 1 machine. And we'll see if he's able to continue that strength and momentum here throughout the race. But at the moment, Warren still has been searching and desperately fighting, his scratching, clawing, everything you can think of to get that race winning. He's just been so close, but he just can't seem to catch a break when he needs it. Will that change tonight? We'll find out as time goes on. But make no bones about it, folks. When we return, we will see more action, more pacing, more driving from these drivers, and see if we will have another first-time winner to victory lane here on Pottlez Racing TV, the Pottlez Miller Racing League Series. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after these quick commercial messages.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to the PTM Racing TV as we are currently getting drivers situated through and leading the charge in right now. It'll be Chantel Throttle Powell in that 5, now taking over his position. She will be staying out with Bob Hutchins there, and then Jeffrey Oakes kind of fielding it back in as well. The top 5 right now up on your screen right now on the leaderboards. I guess how everything's been playing out so far for these drivers, how everything's been playing in for themselves, and all that here. It's been a little bit of a hard run here for some and a harder issue for others, as they've currently been just trying to get these things fixed on in and situated out the way they want it to. We'll see if some of these maneuvers come back to haunt them later, if some of them actually will help them out here. It's hard to say here at the moment, but currently, right now, the way things are going, could be a solid run and a half for many. It could be a solid run and a battle for others. Damaged up on the side for Chantel, and looks like she's going to go back into pit road, trying to get that front end damage fixed in a little bit more and try to get things taken care of her way here, her end. And we'll see how it all plays out. In the chat right now, JJ Pettit saying, "Let's go, Joker Joe." I love it. I like it. Brittany Young, yay, go number 1. I believe that is the wife of Warren Young, if I remember right. Brian Stank saying, "Let's go, Warren Young." And then Jeff S. Lawrence saying, "Dub going to win." James Mandarin wishing everybody luck here tonight. Great to have all you folks on board here as they are now back into the pack. Like a bunch of hungry wolves looking for food, they have to come together and slowly bring each other themselves together and see if they will hold themselves for a long, hard haul. This does seem a little bit interesting here, folks. Bob Hutchins, last time he was on the show, he had literally dominated the Chicagoland race by literally a good margin of error. He was only challenged up so many times from Chantel Tomato and Robert Kahn. Hasn't had too many mistakes or made any big issues. And it seems like he's been the guy everyone's chasing down on these races. So we'll see if that continues to be the case here on this restart, as they will field him around here out of turn 4. No, we're staying under yellow. We're staying under yellow, folks. Staying under yellow here for the drivers. They're not quite ready to go yet, so the officials are saying. And apparently our producers have no idea what they're doing around here. They keep changing things around. Brittany's saying, yep, I'm the wife. All right. Well, Brittany, it's great to have you on board. Great to have you on the show. That's one thing I swear we got to do one of these days, is we just got to let the wives or the husbands, like, come out here and just literally race a little bit with these guys. Or just race themselves, like, or we'll have a little chat, like, all of a sudden we bring in like a family member or some, just talk about how, you know, the other driver, how their driver's been, how they've been feeling, and I don't know. It just seems like something I would just do. Let me guys know how you feel. All right, well, now I'm believing we are going to get the restart here. As you see the field right now in a pretty solid spot. Yep, looks like they are going to get re-racked, restacked, and filed back into position here on the start line spot here. Once again, out of turn 4 we go. Here now is time to go green flag. Racing here on the start. We're back underway. Well, we'll field him in and out of turn 1 once more. Rocketing out of that turn, though. Corners off as Warren Young is the number 1 now, starting to gain some ground. But Bob Hutchins is already starting to run away a little bit. He's got a solid line in the area. Here comes Joker Joe Nuttleman in that 4, pacing himself around, trying to get to the 80 of Alonzo King Jr. But Alonzo, right now, all fired away and ready to back it in Sarn in the zone. Jeffrey Oaks in that 20 machine trying to stay in that line of play with Warren Young. Young right now in his sights in that spot. Alonzo King Jr. there in the 80 got into the wall protection out of turn 2, managing to keep it stabilized at that. Can the West Virginian start to really pace away here and get something going for himself? He's running out of time to do it. Laps are winding down for these drivers, and they're really starting to get a little more grippy and tense here when it comes to this area. Hopefully they're not going to find themselves between a rock and a hard place when this is all said and done. Fields it in turn 3. You can see how Alonzo is just running that line in and running in quick, but every time he gets to that bottom, it's just it's a loosey-goosey kind of moment. Here comes Joker Joe Nuttleman in that number 4 machine. Seeing it in down the bottom. Alonzo goes high. Maybe trying to see if he can keep it low off the spot. He does indeed. He manages to stay in the area. Now, once more here, Nuttleman will go side by side here with Alonzo. Alonzo and him make contact. They're out of turn 4, and that was some serious hit there. Nuttleman managing to get a daily double on Lancaster and on Alonzo, and Lancaster getting a little bit of payback on King. Alonzo got the worst of it. All right, now as we are working this way into position zone, Jeffrey Oaks in that 20 Green Tech Energy is trying to power away, starting to push the momentum up to the front. Makes his move once more here out of turn 2, maybe making a jump up to Warren Young. Young right now, kind of in the catbird seat, if you will, kind of in a nice, comfy spot, because he's got 2 drivers right now that are trying to chase him after, but he's trying to make sure he gets some momentum up there to Bob Hutchins. Hutchins right now is just a solid run and a half away from him there, though. On board camera here, you saw Warren Young. He's just starting to run away a little bit there from Cindy, Colter Taylor, and Jeffrey Oaks. But right now, it is Jeffrey Oaks who is being fielded by the Bobcats, number 7 of Cindy the Closer. And we got some problems there for Healy. Healy comes to a complete standstill on the backstretch. Something wrong there for the 83. No caution coming out, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the replay and see what happened exactly here. See if we can get an idea of what went wrong there for him there. PTM Instant Replay up on a board here. Here's what happened here. Came out of turn 2, and once again, that turn 2 wall becomes a factor, and it gets a nice little lick and a half there, unfortunately. causing troubles and causing mass issue for himself and others. As the drivers are still running and they're still running their way on in. 22 laps remain in this one. The Bobcat, Cindy the closer, Taylor there trying to jump up into the 20 zone. Jeffrey Oaks right now trying to hang in there, trying to stay in that area. Oh my! Oh my, indeed, out of turn 4. Cindy almost loses completely in that zone, in that spot, but managing to save it. Nicely done on her end, but that ground and time loss is definitely well known. Jeffrey Oaks there right behind the number 1, Warren Young. Warren Young just continuing to rock the field and momentum his way into that second spot, but you can see Jeffrey is not giving up. Oaks, he wants a piece of that second place position right now. He wants to take over that area from him and take it away from him down out of the backstretch. This is your battle for second here. Jeffrey Oaks just going into the back here of Young. Young managing to hang in there. Warren trying to stabilize it. You can see Jeffrey Oaks though out of turn 4. He went straight down low trying to swing his way in there. It did not work the way he was hoping, but he did not seem to lose much momentum off that. He's fighting that car, man. He's giving all he's got. A little bit of bump troubles there on the backstretch. City closer Taylor and Oaksy make contact there on the backstretch, but managing to stay out of the trouble. Oh my, Warren Young and Jeffrey Oaks gets tangled up, and then all of a sudden Cindy gets tangled up in there. But they all managed to come out clean. Fantastic driving on their end and not have that problem situate themselves in. But you can just see how loose Warren Young is getting, how close Jeffrey Oaks is getting up on him. Young is in trouble. Side by side, they take it down out of turn 4. Oaksy makes the run, makes the collision course to the front. Now he's going straight to the bottom line, swing back up to the top. And you can see right there how close that it is between him and Young and Cindy. They all want the same thing. They all want a piece of that prize. Right back on around. Hoffer, nice save in the chat right now. Indeed, my friend. And Bob Hutchings, well, he's your current race leader, but I don't even think anybody's going to catch him at this point. He's on autopilot at this point. Let's go on board here with him and see how he's holding up on the track to where his line of play is. Here we go. You can see right there, he comes off that exit and off that corner. He's just so smooth to that run in. Wait a minute, trouble. We've got trouble. We've got big problems. Chad Lancaster in the 22 on the backstretch comes to a sudden halt and caused up in a big wreck there. Trouble there for that 22 machine, and unfortunately not what he wanted that to happen at all, and did not want to see that come to be. So let's see what happened exactly here as we bring it back to the PTM instant replay here, folks. We're going to take another look at that one. See what went down for him and see where it all came to play. Here is the PTM instant replay in all of its glory. So coming out of turn 2, he gets really loose there, gets into the wall protection, manages to avoid Healy. Anyway, somehow Chantal manages to avoid him, but the 15 of Ryan Kling, I don't know what's with him and hitting folks tonight, but unfortunately he just seems to get a bad rap on this track, man. He has just been unfortunately involved in most of those collision courses that he's been taking part of tonight. You'd have thought right now he was trying to survive an obstacle course, and instead he keeps getting hit by the boulders. So out of turn 2 here, you can see right in his sights, just trying to stay away from it, and well, him and Lancaster get into it, but thankfully no damage on the front. Lancaster thankfully able to not cause much damage, if any, to the drivers there, and that will now field them back into their spots, into their runs. Last minute laps are winding down here. Cindy Taylor stays out. Bob Hutchings goes in as well, and that will set up them. So as we will have our drivers, the stars in the cars, field it way into the zone and field them back into their spots and their runs, I gotta ask you at home, who do you think's gonna take this one in? Because right now, the way it's looking on these restarts, it seems as though the better restarts have been played on the outside line on fresher tires. The bottom line does not seem to have as much kick and momentum, and that's been kind of the issue for the closer, Cindy Taylor. While Bob Hutchings, man, he's just, whenever he gets up to that front, it seems like he's on autopilot. But Jeffrey Oaks, he was putting up a fight and a half there, to say the least. And it seems like he's starting to gain some ground and position in. And it might be coming closer to his way in his zone here, as that West Virginian 80 of Alonzo King Jr. also looking to have a field day and a half for himself. Warren Young in the 1 as well. Possibly looking to sway in the zone and sway the votes on by. Still damaged up on that front end of Chantel Throttle. I may probably be wondering if she used up all her instant repairs early on after the big wrecks and hits there. Joe, the Joker Nettleman, will have to start a couple laps back after all the problems he had in the pits. Brian Healy as well, and Jeffrey Todd Tufts and Jesse Baker, unfortunately, blowed motors on their end, causing them to lose any chance here tonight in our Pedal to Metal Racing League Super Late Models division. This is the final race of week 2, and it'll be the final race they have for a time or two, folks. We're gonna take a break here for next week for the asphalt stuff, not the dirt stuff. We'll have that back up and running come Monday night, so be sure to catch that one when it's around. As they bring our drivers out of turn 4, we're still under caution. The flagman is looking at me here in the booth, and I'm looking down at him. I got two fingers right up at him, saying, "What was that?" Well, so we got to get these guys and gals one more time around, and then we can get right back onto the position zone. 10 laps will remain on this restart, which means if you wanted to see a full throttle assault attack on the track, I think you're going to get it here. There has been nothing but serious runs and a half here, some solid battles all the way through, and there are no gimmies around here when it comes to their chances, their chumps, their times. Who will be able to secure a victory and who will be able to last and survive? Fans in the chat are ruined for the number 1 of Young. They want him to see a good restart on this. He will need it. He needs a good spot up on that area of play. He needs a good line to the pocket. Out of turn 4 they come. Ready to go back to green flag racing here. They will run them through down. It's City Dakota Taylor off that start. Has no run, and there's even problems there on the front stretch. Look out, look out. Oh, no, you gotta be kidding me, guys. Well, we thought we had it all situated through, and I mean, you wanted a good restart. I don't think that's what we meant. Well, let's go to the replay and find out what the heck happened there, because we saw Cindy Dakota Taylor not get off the line on their start, but what happened to the rest of the field here? We'll see what happened exactly. Here's a PTM instant replay here on that start. And Alonso, once again, kind of takes it to the inside play and kind of shipped that one up a little bit there, and unfortunately causing the caution to come out here for them. We'll see if we can get another look at it from another angle, see if maybe we can see if he just got a little too aggressive on the start, or if maybe he saw an opening. Yeah, you see right there, he just kind of got a little bit aggressive there on that spot. He was trying to shoot the gap, and unfortunately, it wasn't quite the gap he was looking for. So now, this could be a bit of a different story here. Cindy Dakota Taylor loses her spot, and now Bob Hutchings is going to get his chance back at Redemption to take this one away. Warren Young in the one is going to have himself the chance of a lifetime, but does he have fresh tires on that machine? To find out for sure, let's go to our pit strategy here. And here's how everything plays out. You can see right there that Hutchings and Young are on the same set of tires, so there's not a fresher lap or two for Young. So Young better have had a good line setup on that short run compared to that long run. Ryan Kling there in the 15 has been kind of stabilizing himself in for a little while. And then, of course, the 5 of Chantel Throttle Pottle. Not a driver I was expecting to see in that top 5 area because of the issues she was having earlier and the problems she's admitted to, but she seems to get it down a little bit. Lancaster is kind of a silent assassin. That's the best way I can explain him. He doesn't really say much or do much, but right now, guys, he's in the top 5. He might, if anything, he might get a run and a half here on the spot. He might have a chance. It's hard to say. If he can get a good jump on this restart, I think he might be someone you need to watch out for that top 3 final position. And then, of course, Jeffrey Oaks and Cindy the Closer Taylor will need a little bit of help after that little skirmish they had there out of the gate. So right now, the field still trying to somewhat get this track dialed in for the last laps here. We're going to be down to 5 laps to go on this next run. And barring any issues or any bad restarts, that will definitely set the tone and set the pace here. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers will play it in and how they will play them out and about here as they field it around. We're going to go double file now, and hopefully we'll finish this one up for you fans at home as our drivers right now are willing to do so here. Bob stays the inside. Ryan Kling goes inside. Chantel will have to go to the outside. And the rest of the field will jockey themselves up in a position and into their run. It's great to have you all on board here still, as you see our drivers currently desperately just trying to somewhat salvage this race up, salvage this track out. As you see Thunder Rally there on the back straightaway, as they call it here at Rockingham Speedway, also nicknamed as The Rock. And I'm not talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson out here. Once again, slowly creeping their way up to the front. The drivers of Pedal to the Metal Racing League are willing to gauge upon the interest of the finish line, looking to get a spot up into mortality, and maybe not find themselves in between a rock and a hard place on this restart. We shall see if they can get it going. As the green flag is getting ready to come out, hit flies high, off the run through the chicane they go here. It looks like Warren Young might have a slight advantage on Bob on the outside line here, but Bob seems to get a little bit more momentum on the bottom line. Warren is going to have to do everything he can to get him in the inside corner and get some power under the hood here. This is your battle for the race lead, folks. Bob, though, is just starting to run away from him a little bit more and starting to gain the ground up in position. Time is elapsing. No more power under the hood there for Young. Young is in trouble. He's losing him by tenths of a second here. That's not good in the Asphalt Oval Series. That means you pretty much have lost that race if he's got that much ground on you. It was only about 3 laps to go. It looks like Bob just needs to take 4 more good turns here to really, at each of those corners to really hit this one to the end. Warren is fighting, though, as you got the onboard camera here. He's giving it all he can on that back stretch, trying to hit him by and situate this one in. Chad Lancaster in that 22, kind of just trying to see if he got anything left here for him. The 5 of Chantel Throttle Pottle getting put up a little bit of a boot up to Ryan Kling in the 15. 2 to go now as they field it in one more time around here to turn 1. The 5 of Chantel trying to make a move. Ryan Kling trying to give a little bit of a bling bling on him and make his way up to the front like an OG in the 1980s as they field it in yet again. Jeffrey Oaks now is cornering off here as the white flag comes out here now. The battle seems to be for the 3rd spot here. Who will be able to take that one in? Jeffrey Oaks brings it a little too hard in and gives the 5 the push and the bump and spins her out. And that's going to be the end of her run and her chance. But out of turn 2, 3, and 4, Bob Hutchings, he wins in trucks. He's going to win the Super Late Miles race in week 2 as well in the 77 Canadian Tire Machine and win it at Rockingham. What a race. Another trip, another take to victory lane for the 77. And once again, folks, make no bones about it, he earned that one. It was a good race and a good battle all the way through, but it just was not enough on Warren Young's part to give himself a chance to take it. Celebration for that 77 there. He wanted that one badly there, of course. Warren Young already out of the car. He's not too happy about that one. I think he's a little more upset at himself for not finishing the way he wanted to. And that definitely was kind of the story for him there. The 15 of Ryan Kling, though, third place finish. How about that, man? Taking it to the end and taking it to a strong finish. It's good to see him finally get himself into that spotlight, into that position here, and hopefully we will see more of that cat later on as time goes on. But right now, it was definitely the best of all days for that driver right there, as we now take it. They just blows the motor there on the front stretch. That's all right. He's got a few chances to get himself back up and away here. He's got, we got like what, 2 weeks now before we have to race the next one. He'll find a new motor. Let's go ahead and take a look at our results here now, folks. Up on the screen, here is the final results. Bob Hutchings takes home the race win here. Warren Young, second place. Third is going to go to Ryan Kling. Fourth to Jeffrey Oaks. Fifth to Alonzo King Jr. Sixth to Cindy the Closer Taylor. Seventh to Chantel Throttle Pottle. Eighth to Chad Lancaster. Ninth to Joe Nuttleman. 10th to Brian Healy. 11th to Jeffrey Tufts. And then 12th to Jesse Baker to round out the field here tonight. And that right there, my friends, was one heck of a run and heck of a race there. And we're currently waiting for our top three to come talk with us here. So we will give them a chance or two. And before we call it a night here, folks, if you're tuning in and want to hear the top three, give us 1 minute here. We'll see if we can get you just that here in a minute. But, of course, tonight's Super Late Models division here for Bella Miller Racing League couldn't be brought to you without a little help from Maconi Setup Shop. Only the best and fastest setups come from Maconi Setup Shop. Visit up the website at MaconiSetupShop.com to find the right setup for your next race. By also as well Matt Mills Racing Team, the best Xfinity team out there, sponsoring and supporting Pedal to Metal this season. If you want to support Matt Mills Racing Team, visit them up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and check out their shirts merchandise line. Be sure to get your shirts today, man. I've got mine, and I still wear it every time I see him on the track. Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts. Bob's Custom Trophies and Gifts, supplying up the trophies for the season champs this season. And if you're looking to get the best hardware gift for your next event, there's only one thing to do. Visit up www.bobscustomtrophies.com today. Buy simracingmerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. Buy Grid Finder. Grid Finder is the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. Need a broadcaster or live redesigner? Search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. By the ButtKicker, best in performance for feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. The ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By FEGPC.net. Matching your want with your wallet, FEGPC.net will always work with your needs. Built the best PC at the right price. By Brandon Minnick Sim Racing. Be sure to go on over to his page and support his merchandise and follow his iRacing journey. Thanks again to Brandon Minnick for being a good friend of Pedal to Metal. By Pottlez Wrapz. If you want your vehicle to match your style on the track like many others have tonight, visit up Pottlez Wrapz for just that. The most affordable designs made at your leisure. And last but not least, of course, by Green Tech Energy, paving the way for solar energy and all that. Green Tech Energy, be sure to support them up on their Facebook to help their cause and to get things going for a greater future. And make no bones about it, folks, here tonight, these drivers gave it a heck of a show and a heck of a run. It looks like no one is going to join us here for the top three. It looks like they are a little bit busy, so we're going to call it a night right there. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and give our final showcase here to our drivers and a little bit of a tremendous overlay here, of course. Third place finish here going to, excuse us there, looks like Well, looks like the producers, as usual, are making mistakes here. For crying out loud, producers, I thought I told you not to put overlays upon overlays. For crying out loud, how long have you been doing this now? So Ryan Kling there, your third place finisher. Then, of course, Warren Young taking home second place here tonight. Another solid effort. Once again, falls victim to being the bridesmaid. He's definitely trying to go for that win, though, sooner or later. And then, of course, finishing first place here tonight, once again, Bob Hutchings there, the Canadian, just starting to really show his way to the front, show his way around the tracks. It seems like he is going to be the guy you got to keep your eye on as time goes on. But make no bones about it, folks. This was a solid race and a half and a solid field day for everyone. Thanks again, everybody that tuned on in. Thanks again for supporting up the show. And once again, this has been the Super Late Models Division of Pedal and Metal Racing League here at the Rockingham Speedway. I have been your host, Christian the Crusader Shriver. I'm signing off for now, but don't go anywhere. In just a half hour, we return with some dirt. It's Mississippi Dirt Series returning to the show after a long hiatus. What will we see out of the drivers as we return to the track where it all started for our dirt coverage? Find out when we come back to you in just a few short minutes. But for now, be safe. God bless. Take care. We love you guys. I'll see you next time in just a few short bits.